Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Navigating Gluten Free. I'm Fawn, and we are just trying to figure out this whole gluten free thing, right? I don't know. I've been gluten free 9 years now, okay? And I'm still learning things every day. Does that mean you shouldn't listen to anything I say? I hope that you'll still listen. But what it means is that don't beat yourself up. If you are, wherever you are in your space, however long you've been gluten free, we're always learning new things. And the thing is that these manufacturers are changing things on us too, okay? So we're all learning how to do this. We are all learning how to navigate gluten-free. And here we're just gonna do it together, okay? So we can all learn together. I'm gonna make some mistakes. Maybe I'll be able to help some of you out, and so that you don't have to do those too. All right. So one of my mistakes though is not thinking that semolina flour is gluten-free. No, this is gluten. Enriched durum flour, all right? Number one ingredient. Durum is wheat. Wheat is almost never gluten-free. But we'll get to that in a different video, okay? So today what we're going to do is we are trying to figure out, we're going to do a little sciencey thing today. We're going to figure out how much flour we need to add to take this semolina flour to different stages, right? So semolina flour, maybe you are looking at doing it for pasta, right? Okay, so we're gonna take a cup of flour and we're going to add some water, and we're going to see how much water we need to add to take it to a crumble stage. Okay, and how much we need to take it to the dough stage. All right, so then you will know, and we're going to do the teaspoons and the cups, but we're going to measure with weight, ounces, and grams, so that we all know how much we need to add to this. And if you're using something like, if you're doing pasta and you're adding eggs and water, or maybe even it's just a recipe that just uses eggs, well, you can actually crack the eggs, you can weigh them, and then you know how much liquid you're going to add, and then how much liquid you need to add to the semolina flour is what the recipe is going to call for, right? But if you want to make it gluten-free, we're then going to take some different gluten-free flour blends, and we're going to do this same process. So you'll know how much liquid needs to get added to take it to the same stage. And then we will be able to switch up our recipes, and we will be able to just change things up a little bit and make better gluten-free stuff. Now, this has its limitations, right? Cups. We're going to try not to compress this flour, okay? But that's what it is. But we're going to weigh it too, so that we know that. The other kind of thing that we are really limited on here is that different liquids can perform different, right? So I'm not testing how eggs are going to do and how milk is going to do and how water is going to do. We might do that another time if we find that necessary. But right now we just want to see liquid in general, and then we can compare it between different flours. So if we take the semolina flour, and this is what a recipe calls for, and then say we're using Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 gluten-free flour, then we can take that and do the same thing, which we will do, and then we will know how to change things around for that. What this is not going to tell us is it's not going to tell us how starchy it is. It's not going to tell us if it's going to fall apart when you bake it, if it's going to just not work in other ways. This is just to know how to change the recipes around based on the flour the recipe calls for and the gluten-free flours that you want to use, okay? Now, I don't do gluten in my house. This is not my home. This is my mother's home, and she uses gluten in her home, so this is okay. But I would never do this in my home. And what I need to do before we get started here is actually, I'm going to get a mask on, I'm going to get gloves, I'm going to get some goggles. I don't want to get sick by doing this. I really want to get this information, right? I really am excited to get the information and figure out all this stuff, but I don't want to get sick. So, before we get started actually opening the packages and stuff like that, just hold on a second. I'm going to gear up so that I don't get sick, and then we'll get started together, okay? All right, hold on just a second. Okay guys, welcome back. So we are testing out this semolina flour here. Okay, and you know, for the infamous pasta and everything. So what I want to start doing here is I'm going to start off taking a cup, and we're going to just measure out how much a cup of the flour by itself weighs. And then when we add the water, we will be able to weigh the whole thing, and we'll know for sure. Okay. So we have a cup of Semolina flour is 230 grams. And let's go ahead and get that into ounces for all of us Americans that can't catch up with the rest of the world. 8.1 ounces here. All right, now I've measured out the weight of the cups and the bowls and everything. So I can take that off when I go to put all that stuff together, okay? And I do have a list of this up on my website, and that will be down in the description. So just go ahead and check on that to get all of this data. But if you want to see how this looks and how the thickness works out here, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So the first step here is that we're going to add some water. And the first one, we just really want to make it be very crumbly, okay? So I'm going to start off with 5 teaspoons. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got 5 teaspoons, and we just want it to really get, oh wow. So this isn't the first one of these that I've been doing. I've been doing a bunch of these, and wow, that's really getting to that crumbly stage, huh? Check this out. That was just 5 teaspoons of this. So if you're visiting here because you eat gluten, you just wanted to see how to do all of this. Wow, that Semolina is very, let's see, let's look at that package again. All right. The Semolina flour, it doesn't say it's extra fine or anything like that, but it really is just crumbling up very, very nicely here. Okay, let's add another 2 teaspoons, and that is almost certainly going to do it here for us. It just wasn't quite sticking together like I've been trying to get it to do. So that's what I'm trying to see if I can handle right here. Let's get it to, yeah, see. Like imagine we were going to make a crumble topping or something like that with this. All right. Okay, so it's not really, this is the stage though that we're looking for right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and weigh this. And like I said, I've got the containers, and so when you see, you can go onto my website and you can get all of the information that's going to be there. So let's get the weight of this. So we are at, so we did 7 teaspoons. And we are at 8.45 ounces. All right, so now let's see what we need to do. Oh, we didn't get the grams. Let's do that. All right, 239 grams. Okay, so now let's start adding some, and we're going to try and make a dough into this, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how that works for us. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more than that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I doubt that's going to do it, but let's see where we're at. add 5 more, see if it'll bring it together to a dough. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're at a total of 15 teaspoons here, and it doesn't seem like we're close to a dough, but let's see what happens. I want to get my measurements off, my weights off, because I'm spilling all over the place here. Alright. Obviously not a dough, so let's go ahead and add another 5 teaspoons. Very crumbly still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that takes us up to 20 teaspoons total. Alright, and I think that we are going to, oh gosh. Yeah, that's a dough. That'll bring us into a dough. Okay. So this semolina really is quite a bit different than some of the others that I've done. So that this is definitely bringing itself into a dough now, even though it's really just not sticking together at all. Okay. So we did a total of 20 teaspoons to get it into that dough. And we're at 319 grams. And 11.2 ounces. Okay, so we're going to switch out to our cups here. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup, and we're going to try to make it into a really thick, oh, that's not going to work. Let's add a total of 1/2 cup. So we're going to want to make it into a thick batter. And see how much water we have to add to bring it to that stage. You know, working with this semolina, I can't imagine there's much of a benefit of it over gluten-free flours. Like, I mean, it's very corn flour-like, you know, or the like grits style polenta. It's very grainy and all of that. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's make it 3/4 cup, because that's not a batter yet. We want to take it into that batter. All right. Here we go. We're getting this into the batter now. And this is definitely a thick batter. All right, so we've added 3/4 cup to make it this thick batter. All right. And let's go ahead and take that spoon out so we can weigh it. And we are at 16.25 ounces. Convert that into grams. 458. All right. And now let's go ahead and grab that 1/4 cup again, because what we want to do is make this into a thin batter now. Don't think a 1/4 cup's going to do it for us. Maybe. Oh, there's some thicker stuff in there. We're trying to get it more like a pancake, crepe, something that we can fry up in. All right. So that's a total of 1/2 cup now, added to that thick batter to make this thin. And I'm still just not seeing the gluten. How these other flours I've been working with are, you know, they're getting really thick. I guess if you want to have a flour that's got gluten in it, but you don't get any of the benefits of it, semolina seems like a good one. All right, that's a good thin batter. you know, pancake style, all that. Okay. So let's go ahead and we did half a cup of water to make that the thin batter. And let's go ahead and weigh it now. Okay, so we have 558 grams. And if we put that into ounces, we're going to get 19.7. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is give my chickens a nice little snack. And then I'm going to get cleaned up and stuff, and we will talk about what I've found from all of these. All right, so just hold on, and I'll be right back.